All right, so we're just going to start from the ground. I don't know him very well. He just arrived at the ranch. But from the little I do know him, I feel like he's already a little bit pushy from the ground. And he acts like the big horse he is. So I feel like he's walking very big. He's coming close to me. He's kind of just walking where he feels like walking. So I'm going to start with teaching him to pay a little bit more attention to me and relax from the ground first. I don't know if I'm going to ride him today. It's the first day. We'll have to see. But I just put on the saddle just in case. So I like to start with just introducing the arena a little bit. I'm just going to walk one round with him and see how he is. And see if he can kind of walk in the speed that I'm going without trying to push forward or walk into me. Right now he's walking really nice. And he's a little bit nervous, you know. I'm a new person, he's in a new place. And here he starts to pass me a little bit. So I'm going to work on this. Good. Okay, let's continue. So I'm going to try to see if I can slow down really. And see if he will slow down as well. He really did. Very nice. So I'm supposed to teach him mostly out on the trail, but before I ride him out, I want to be sure that we have some tools to work with and that we have some communication. And I want to get to know him a little bit first. Here he's being a little heavy on the rope. So even though he is big and heavy, he can still learn to be gentle and soft. So that's really the goal. For him to learn to respond to very small cues. And when you ride him, even though he is big, it should feel light and soft and gentle and comfortable. Good. Good. Okay. He's definitely paying a little bit more attention to me here inside than out when we walk back and forth to the paddock and to the stable. He's better in here. Good. Let's walk one round around the other way and see how he is on this side. Good. So the thing is, when he gets heavy, like here I feel he's heavy, I don't want to keep dragging him. That will only make him more heavy. So if I put my hand forward and he doesn't come, I want to drive him from behind instead. So I really want to teach him to respond to the small, light cues. That's the goal. And you know, it's his first day, so we're just going to ease into all of this. So this is really just for us to get to know each other a little more. Good. And I definitely want him to know that he cannot push me or pull on the rope, or just walk into me, you know? I feel, especially when I'm out in the paddock, giving him food, he sometimes comes very close, and I feel like he doesn't really care that much about pushing me into the snow and stuff like that. So I'm going to see if he can be a little bit more gentle. And I don't mean it in like a bad way, like he's mean or anything. I just mean like he doesn't really think about it so much, you know? He's just big and he's just moving around. So we'll see if he can pay a little bit more attention and be a little bit more focused in the moment. Good. All right. So right now I feel a lot of pressure on the rope. So I'm going to wiggle it a little bit, snap him out of it. I don't want any weight on the rope or on the reins. That's the goal. Good boy. Back up a little. Good. Okay. Good. You have some hay in your hair, my friend? Yes. Oh, you want treats? Huh? Yeah. You can have some treats. It's okay. All right. I'm going to start with the lunging a little bit, see if I can guide him around. Starting to lead my way to the left. He doesn't seem to respond, so then I'm going to wave my rope. This way. Yes. Good. Good boy. The lunging is a great way to test him on the pulling on the rope situation. So it's nice to be able to stand still and let the horse walk around you, because when you move, it's not going to always be that easy to feel if the horse is pulling on the rope. Good. So I'm going to do both, because I don't want to be standing still completely all the time in the same area. I want to be able to guide him around. But we're also going to practice me standing still, lunging him, so I can make sure that he does not pull on the rope. Okay. If he backs up and doesn't want to move, I'm just going to stand still and hold the rope. And when he starts pulling, I'm going to lock my rope behind my thigh to be able to hold him. And now the trick is to see if I can move him without me moving so much. I want him to know that I can move him and he cannot move me. Good boy. Okay. It's being a little wild here. Yes, good. No. No. I'm gonna go this way. This is also a great way to kind of get to know him a little before I get on. So as you can see, he's quite intense just from the launching. And there's no point on getting on him before he comes down from the ground first. Yeah. No. This way. To the left. And it's also nice for him to get to know me a little bit. So he will test me, you know, and check out what he can get away with. And he will understand what type of person I am by how I am responding to his behavior. Yes. So I'm just going to stay calm and just focus on my my thing that I'm doing, you know, launching him around. I don't really care about if he's jumping or running. I'm just going to try to stay clear and focus on lunging him around. He's pulling a little bit when he comes out here. I'm going to try to do one more circle. And you know, I didn't ask him to run. I've only been guiding him around. So this is him running because he is running. I never asked him. But the first time I'm lunging, you know, when I'm introducing this exercise, I'm going to let him just choose. Because it tells me a little bit about his state of mind, what he's thinking about. Obviously, he's a little bit stressed right now and a little bit nervous. He doesn't know what's happening here. He's in a new place. So always the first day, you have to take account that the horse is in a new place. He doesn't know me. He's in a new place. He doesn't know the surroundings. He doesn't have any friends here. You know? So his behavior right now today may not be what he is typically like at home. Tomorrow he might come in here and be a lot more relaxed. Or the third day or the fourth day. But this is his first day, so he might be extra wild, so to speak. So you always have to keep that in mind. When you have a new horse in a new place, everything is going to be new. So you can't hold that against them. Hey, so I give him a break to just stop and think a little bit. lower his head, lick and chew, and process a little bit that. And then we're going to do the other way. Yes. So I'm going to start to lead him to the right. Good. And again, I'm not going to ask him to trot. If he wants to trot, that's all on him. Yeah, you have to pass the trailer. So you can tell now he's kind of choosing the wrong way. And now I'm just going to stand still and try to turn his head. I need him to kind of stop a little bit. And then I'm going to change the way when I can get him to face me. When he's running around to the left, it's not that easy to kind of change direction. I need to be able to get him to face me, and then we can go this way. There we go. Yeah, I know. Good. And then we can go this way. And it's kind of cute because his name is Star and he has a star on his hind. Yes. Well, it's a little bit more relaxed now. He's kind of going back to a walk, thinking a little bit more. But I still feel he's quite nervous. And that's totally understandable. I'm just going to stay calm and try to help him to relax. But in the beginning we have to just go through some phases of things being a little bit uncomfortable for him. Like the first few days when he's getting accustomed to everything. It's going to be a little bit strange for him. If he wants to stop and smell something, that's okay. Letting him smell will help him relax and help him think. Good. Good boy. So I want to move all the way around both ways, just to introduce the arena that we're going to work in. Good boy. Yes. You don't have to run. No. It's okay, we can walk. Yes. He's really big though. Really long body. It's very, very long. His back is long. And he's really big, I think. Focus, good. So the owner really likes trail rides, and he just wants to ride and have a nice time on horseback. He doesn't want to deal with all of the stress and him constantly pulling, trying to run all the time. And I get that, you just want the horse to chill and relax. So hopefully we can help him with this. I don't know how long the process of this will be. I will do as much as I can during this 4 weeks, but this horse is 10 years old. So I think his pattern is quite deep in him. It's gonna maybe take some time to snap him out of it. And the owner will definitely have to continue to work at home. Yeah. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Now, I need some tools when I'm going to ride him. I need to be able to lower his head, especially because he is constantly pulling. I don't want him to pull when I pull on the rein. I don't want him to pull back and put his weight in. So what you want is when you grab the rein and pull a little bit, you want the horse to give in to this energy. So I need to teach him to lower the head and understand what the pressure on the nose means. because he doesn't know or he doesn't understand. So the first thing we're going to work with is his head and his neck. You know, bending left and right and lowering his head. So he understands the meaning of the rein. You can't ride a horse that doesn't understand the meaning of the rein. So he really needs to understand this. We're going to start with bending the head left and right to begin with. Maybe he already knows this. I don't know. So I'm going to start to pull his head to the left. And I want him to just stand still and give me the head and kind of bend towards me. And you can tell he doesn't understand. He starts to move. So this is like the example that he doesn't understand the meaning of the rein. So when I pull the rein, it means bend your neck. It does not mean move, you know? So all of his aids and all of his cues, it needs to be very organized. So he really understands the difference of everything. He needs one cue to move, one cue to stand still, one cue to stop, and then he needs to understand how to bend the head and neck and respond well to the rein. I'm just going to hold until I feel like he's giving me turning his head. And he's being quite heavy, and he doesn't really think about bending his head right now. He's just like responding without thinking too much. There you go. Good. He bended the head a little bit. He released the rein a little bit, so I'm going to give him a little break to think about that. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, that was good. That was pretty good. There you have the lick and chew. And it's nice to wait for them to lick and chew, because then you know that they're kind of processing what you're doing. They will not always do this, but if something kind of sinks in a little bit, they will start to lick and chew if they get the opportunity, like standing still and you give them a little time. Then they very often will start to lick and chew and process what just happened. But it doesn't mean that you won't have to repeat it a few times. So I'm going to try again. And, you know, the way they have explained to me how this horse is, and my experience with him so far, is that he is a horse that doesn't stop and think too much. He's more of a horse that's just reacting and kind of just keeps on going, pushing through. So we need him to stop and think and start to use his brain a little more. That's definitely going to help him to relax and wait for the cue. No. He started to bend his head towards me and then he got distracted. There you go. Good. This time I'm going to get a treat. Yes. Good boy. Good. Yes. Good boy. So this is kind of his starting process to start to think, use his brain, and relax, and understand the meaning of all the different cues. And the rein is very important. When he finishes, we're going to try again. Let's see now. Oh, good boy. This is what we're talking about. Yes. All right, good. Yeah. And he's got so much hair, I can't really see his eyes. Maybe I'm gonna braid him a little bit. I like to be able to see their eyes. Yeah. And maybe also he will calm down a little bit more if he gets a better view. Yeah. I think I'm gonna braid him tomorrow. Yeah, I think so. Yes. All right, let's try the other way. We're gonna move back to the center a little bit more. I don't want to get stuck to the wall. So we're just gonna go ahead over here. And yes, you need to pay attention to my energy, my friend. Good boy, yes. And now we're gonna go around. You can stay. Good. Gotta check the other side. Good, good, good. All right. We're going to start to bend. So I like to hold on the saddle if I have a saddle on. If not, I might grab onto the mane or something so I'm able to move with the horse. I need to keep the pressure on the rein until he stops and he gives me his head. So I'm not going to stop him from moving. I need to let him figure this out. So he thinks he's going to move. I'm just going to let him move. He needs to figure this out with using his brain and think. So I'm not going to try to help him by asking him to slow down or say whoa or anything like that. I want him to figure it out on his own. So it's best to just wait, give the horse some time. He's being a little heavy. He's starting to turn the head, but not too much. Trying to move it a little bit again. It's very typical. The horses will always try to move and move and move around. He's spinning really nicely now there. But I also have to wait for him to stop. Good. This was really good the first time there. Good boy. Give him some time to eat his treat and think about that. And then I can spend some time petting him and move around him a little bit to build some extra trust. And see if he's able to just stand still without me holding him. Good. So in this way I'm also showing him that I trust him to stay there and not move or walk away from me. I'm going to check if he's okay with me behind him. Hello. Yes. Yes, good. So I want him to trust me, but it needs to go both ways. You know, I need to be able to trust him. He needs to be able to trust me. Yeah. No, you can't just take treats. You have to wait for me to give them. I'm going to try to bend the head again. Oh, it's moving a little bit. Pulling the rope. So it's important to not give in. You know, when he's pulling, it's not the way. Pulling the rope is not going to help. And here he's bending. We have to wait for him to stop. He needs to do both. So here we go. Good. Yes. Good boy. Good, good. Yes. That's good. Good. And also, you know, tell them that they're good. Trying to motivate them to think and do the right thing. Yeah. So even though I'm going to teach him and kind of discipline him, so to speak, I want him to have a good time still. I want him to enjoy this training. Even though I'm teaching him boundaries, I'm teaching him rules, I'm teaching him how to behave. But I still want him to enjoy it. So I'm going to tell him he's being a good boy when he is being a good boy. Yeah. Very nice. Let's try one more time. I want to finish it with him just bending without moving. There you go. Good. Yes. You're quite clever, huh? Yes. You just need to use your brain and you will be amazing. Good. Okay, so we have an introduction to this. He has done it a few times. So now we're going to work on lowering the head. And backing up as well. So this will probably take some more time for him to get good at than just bending the head. That's quite easy. Teaching them to back up and be soft on the rein with their head down while moving backwards. It's a process. You have to use some time to teach them this to be really good at this. But we're going to start. Yes. So it's nice to start with the hand that you are strongest. I'm definitely a lot more strong on my left, now on my right. So when I'm starting this, I'm going to use my right hand. But eventually I'm going to ask him from both sides. But first I'm going to ask him while I can use my right hand. So I'm going to grab the halter and start to add some pressure and trying to... my goal is to get my hand down here with him not putting any weight in the halter. So this is kind of an example of him not understanding. Like if I'm asking him to move away from the pressure, I need him to respond and be soft. And what he is used to when you pull the rein is pull back and just push through. We want the opposite of that. When you pull the rein, you want him to get soft and respond to that energy you're giving him. So if I'm pulling the rein and I'm leaning backwards, I want him to come back to me, bend his neck, come in, come back. Not push this way. You want him to come in this way. So that is what we're going to try to do here. I'm going to try again. Wiggle a little bit, add some pressure. He's lowering a little bit and backing up. But he's not lowering his head that much. So I'm going to give treats when he's coming down a little bit more. But each time he's trying to figure it out, I'm going to release and give him a little time to think about that. And he's licking and chewing a lot. And that is typical for horses who's not accustomed to think that much. If a horse is really accustomed to do a lot of things, they will not lick and chew all the time because they don't really have to think that much about it because they know it so well already. But if you give the horse a lot of new challenges and stuff they have never thought about before, they have to lick and chew all the time because they're starting suddenly to think and think and think about all of these things. So that's also telling me that he is not accustomed to being told a lot of specific things, you know? Because everything seems quite new for him. And then we're going to ask again. We're going to add some pressure, wiggle a little bit. He's moving backwards, but I'm looking for his head to respond as well. His head to come in and down a little bit there. I'm releasing a little bit and try again. We're looking for the head to bend in and down. So I was able to bend his neck left and right. Now I'm trying to bend his head down and in. You know? Yeah, good. Good. Gotta have a little more release here. Yes. And you know, this is also has to do with trust. Him kind of letting go and release a little bit, because if a horse is very alert and on guard, they will keep their head up and they want to be able to look at everything. So the safer he is, it's going to be more and more easy for him to let go of that and kind of just come down here without feeling the need to be up here looking. So when he feels safer and more comfortable with me and with the training, when he starts to think more, he starts to relax more, it's going to be a lot more easy for him to lower the head as well. Yes? Good. Licking and chewing a lot. Yes. And also this, it's kind of a mental release, you know? It's very nice. Good boy. We're going to try again. Wiggle the rope. He's backing up. That's really good. But he's not giving me his head. He's kind of pushing against it a little bit here. So I really want him to learn to release. A lot of pressure on the halter. And that's the opposite of what he's supposed to do right now. He should give in and follow the pressure instead of pushing against it. Tiny millimeter of release there. I'm going to give him that. And he starts to chew again. Good boy. Yeah, you're going to get your treat soon. Let's see if you can lower the head a little bit more. So when he's just giving me a tiny, tiny piece, I'm going to give him a release. If he gives me a little better one, I'm going to give him treats. But I can't give him treats each time he's giving me like 1 millimeter of release. It's going to be a lot of treats for him, so it needs to be a little bit better. We're going to try again. Wiggle, add some pressure. Each time he's kind of coming down with his head, I'm releasing like a second, and then I'm asking again. And he's moving backwards. That is good. We also want that, but I want the head first of all. I still feel a lot of pressure on the rein or on the halter. And that is what we want to teach him. to lower the head. He's being really stubborn here. A lot of pressure on halter. Good. That's better. Yes. Good boy. Now you get treats. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yes. Bra. Good. We're going to walk a little bit forward again. So it's nice to mix it up with him just being able to walk forward a little bit. So we don't get stuck backing up, lower the head. We'll just stop, let him move, and then try again. I want to definitely do this one more time. And the thing is, I really would like him to be good at this, or at least better at this, before I get on him. You know? Because it's easier to teach him this from the ground. So if he gets really good at understanding this, and I can just use very little pressure, and he will lower the head and move backwards a little, it's going to be so much more easy to teach him the same from horseback, because then he already knows this pretty well. Yeah, good boy. So we're going to try again. When he's finished with licking and chewing. Yeah, and he's kind of turning. I'm going to see if he can stand this way now. Good boy. Adding pressure, wiggling. Lowering the head a little. Backing up, lowering the head. But you can tell he wants to turn so he can look towards the gate. So I try to get his hind a little bit more down there. And he's already trying to turn a little bit so he can watch the gate a little bit more. And you really have to be patient with this. It's a lot. He's very heavy. But you have to wait. Maybe even add both hands to, if you need to. Good. And lower the head. And release. You need to release. Yeah, a little bit. Good. Yeah, give him a little break. It's not treat-worthy good, but it was a little bit better. Yeah. And I really wanted him a little bit more down here. He's a little bit more this way. I'm not going to get too hung up on that. But I'm going to try to reposition him. There. Now I'm taking him extra with his hind down towards the gate. It's just because I don't want him to get distracted or focus at the gate. I want him to pay attention at me. Good. Yes. Good. Good boy. Okay, he's really quite sweaty already. We're gonna try again. And I feel like he's really paying attention to everything that's around. Sounds, noises. Good. A little bit better. We're gonna get a little treat. Yes, good boy. Yeah, good. And we're gonna try again. It still takes a lot of time, you know, for him to respond. He's still being very heavy there. He lightened up a little. Good. Yeah, I know. You want treats? Huh? Fine. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yes. Good boy. Okay. You ready to try again? And look, he's repositioning himself so he can look towards the gate again. Yeah, we have to work on this, my friend. Yes. One more time. I want a little bit more. Can you do? Give the head a little bit more. No. Yes. Yes. Good. Okay, that's going to be enough of that for today. Now, the last thing I want to try to do is be able to move his hind legs. And I'm going to pretend the stirrup is my leg. So I'm going to try to teach him the leg cue for moving his hind legs. Good. So I'm just going to take the stirrup a little bit back here. Add some pressure. And I may have to be ready with my rope to kind of wave towards the hind leg a little bit. Good. And you can also use the rein to help to move the head a little bit towards you. Good. We don't want him to walk in a circle. We want him to only move the hind legs. Good. So when he starts to walk in a circle, I'm going to pull the rein. Good. It's not to walk, not forward. Good, a little better. Yeah, okay. Better. And because it's his first day, I'm not going to try to do anything perfect. We're just going to try to introduce a little bit of this. Good. All of these things will help him to think and relax and be a little bit more present. Okay, I'm going to use my stirrup, pretending it's my leg. It's not moving. So then I'm going to wave the rope. Good. And you can tell he's just walking forward, you know? He's not really moving the hind that much. There you go. Yes, better. Good. Okay. Good boy. I'm going to try one more time. Good boy. Okay. So I'm going to start first with this. You can use the hand also to push the hind. But he starts to walk forward and you need to stop him with the rein. Good. 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 And stop. Good boy. Good boy. I feel like he's very open to learning. I'm kind of feeling like he's enjoying it. Like he's like, He likes to get challenged and use his brain. And you know, horses really love to build confidence, like all of us. It's nice to feel confident. So I think he's going to learn actually quite fast. We just have to see when I get on his back how distracted he's going to be and how much I have to just work on him being relaxed when I'm sitting on him. We'll just have to wait and see. Good, but you don't forward, just the hind. Good. No, yeah, good. Good. Not too bad. Just the hind legs. No. No. Yeah, bra. Blink it. Good boy. Okay, really nice. I think for him this is going to be enough for today. He has an introduction. We started to work on the most important things we need. He has been thinking and getting a little bit more relaxed in here, and now I feel like we're definitely ready to continue on tomorrow. And I'm actually quite surprised. I thought he would need a little bit more work, but I think he actually was able to calm down and think and solve these different exercises. So yeah, I think he did well. And now he's quite relaxed, he's focused, he's thinking. It's a really good state of mind he is in right now. So this is a perfect place to quit. And then we just have to continue tomorrow. Yeah, good boy.